Marvel, DC, Marvel, DC, Marvel, DC, DC, Marvel.
No, read image.
We create our own realities and words.
That's disgusting.
Hello.
That's disgusting.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Geek Chat. Welcome to the Geek Chat. Welcome to the Geek Chat.
The Geek Chat.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Geek Chat.
Hello.
Yay.
We're back.
Yes.
You miss us?
We are back. Yes. We missed you. I know that you missed us, and we missed you. So thank
What'd you think
so
of that
much
new
for-
intro?
Huh?
What'd you think of that new intro?
I really liked it.
Me too.
I want to say Rich and Desmond. I'm thinking of Coog. Rich and Desmond are back, and I'm so excited. It's been a long break, and we're back for our third season. Can you believe that,
I
Rich?
know.
Our third season. It's so crazy.
We started here. Well, actually, we started at a studio, but then we moved to here.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
now, yeah.
And now we're back. So thank you for tuning into the Geek Chat, your weekly source of geekiness from two geeks, for all you geekiness people out there. So we have a whole new stuff to talk about, and we're going to ramble on through it. That way we can get to the meat of it, because I know you guys were really interested in what we have to say, and then there's a lot of stuff that happened while we were gone. So the Geek Chat is back, and we are going to be doing an extra show. The reason why we're doing an extra show is because we talk a lot, and we have a lot to talk to you guys about. So we're actually going to do another show after this one. So you're going to get the hour live show on Mondays at 6 on MixLR, and then you're going to be getting an extra show, the Geek Chat Extra. And that will 0.5, yeah, Geek Chat 0.5,
Yeah.
and that will be
Downloaded
on
Tuesdays.
Yes, it'll be Tuesdays. So on Tuesdays when I upload it to SoundCloud and then to the various other platforms that host us, and
We have a new one.
and we have a new one. We're actually on Stitcher now. So you can go to Stitcher.com and search for the Geek Chat. So all you people who are anti iPhone or don't want to use an iPhone, you use an Android, you can definitely look us up on Stitcher. Also, I'm really trying to work on getting this on
YouTube.
On YouTube, I'm trying to get it. I want those 4 platforms to be in there. Ugh,
But make sure always it's the Geek
Yes,
Chat.
yes,
When
you
you're
gotta
searching
check.
for us, make sure you do the Geek Chat.
That is correct.
And there's a Facebook group, the Geek Chat.
Yep.
Join, talk, let us know what you're thinking about.
And I have to say, even though we were not doing the live show, being a part of the Geek Chat Facebook group really it did fill a void, because I was really sad that we weren't on the air. But we got to take breaks, and just let you know that we have an actual schedule for our shows now. Our shows are going to be on. We're going to do a 4-month run, and then we're going to take a month off.
Yeah, and we're aiming this month will be December. There will be no new live Geek Chats in the month of December, but we're still going to have the 0.5s, because that will be recorded anytime and not just live. And do we want to tell them now about the little bonus that we're doing once a month?
Yes, we're also doing a round table. So once a month, it's on it'll be released on the Wednesday, the third Wednesday of every month. Rich and I will be doing a round table in which we will have listeners. We're going to have people, hopefully from the community, come in and just have a roundtable discussion about an issue that's really big in the comic book industry.
Yep.
If you have an issue that you want us to roundtable about, let us know in the Geek Chat Facebook group. Our first one will go live on August 19th. So please let us know if you want to be on the show, that show as well. It'll be an hour show, and hopefully we'll get a lot of diverse voices to chime in on a lot of diverse topics. So
hey, I just want to go back to the 0.5. Our first 0.5 special, which is going to be, we have today Des sat down with a great creator who lives very locally, Steve Lilola. You sat and interviewed him, and that will be up tomorrow on the 0.5.
Yes, I cannot wait. And then we also talked about our experiences my experiences at Comic Con. I went to Comic Con, and then we're also talked about um, a lot of
I don't remember what we talked about
the
last week.
the trailers that were released.
That's
so,
right.
so
I do
definitely-
remember that kind of now.
Yeah, so
That was going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
It
The
was
first
gonna be
show
rough.
back. It was good practice for today, though.
it was very good practice, So we're definitely check out tomorrow when this show goes live on the streaming sites. The point five will go live as well. So stay tuned, and I really hope that you like that. Want to give a special shout out to our sponsors and the people that help make the Geek Chat what it is. First and foremost, want to say thank you to Club Card. They're the ones that print all of our media. Thank you so much, you guys. You can find them at clubcardprinting.com, and they're located in sunny San Francisco at 553 Pacific Avenue. Okay? We also want to thank our resident artist, Gene Gilmet, at rltpress.com. He's the one that does all the cute little chibis of Rich trying to kill me.
That's right.
So, and I know that he just moved, and he
moved.
Yes, he
far
moved,
away.
but he's in the process now of getting settled in, and he has a whole bunch of new ones for us. So stay on the lookout for that.
Yeah, and I got my bonus sketch today. Thank you so much for that. It looks awesome. No one else knows what we're talking about, Gene, but thanks.
And also want to say thank you to Terry Miller. This is a new thank you for doing all of our musical interludes. That one that you heard first is
Our new intro.
Is our new intro.
Love it.
Yes, and we also have a new Facebook intro as well, and you'll be hearing that a little bit later. I actually made a mistake and started it with that one, but I'll get better. It'll be awesome. So, but thank you.
Terry.
So she did our intro, our Facebook. Facebook cut to, and she also did our outro.
And
so thank
she's
you
working on
so
the
much
0.5.
For doing that. And last but certainly not least, we want to thank our biggest sponsor, Whatever. And they're located
At 548 Castro Street, between 18th and 19th in windy and sunny San Francisco.
and you can definitely check them also out online at whateverstoreonline.com.
And
Okay.
Facebook under Whatever Store. Got to plug that too.
So again, you can also come into the MixLR, and you can live chat with us. We have some longtime listeners listening in with us. Thank you guys. And Frank says, will the 0.5 be a separate streaming item or an extra half hour at the end of the show?
It's going to be a bonus.
Yes, it's going to be an extra streaming item that you can stream and or download.
But it will not be live.
It will not be live.
I mean, we're alive when we did it, but it's not going to be live to you guys.
Well, sometimes we're live. Rich was kind of dead this morning.
I was really good this morning. Little.
But yeah, that's what that's going to be, and you can stream it, download it right after this show if you want. It's not going to be so much a continuation, but it's just going to be an extra for you guys because we found out that we just have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about.
And so much is going on. I mean, we're going to be going into the TV season. We've got even more TV shows to talk about.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
We're actually going to be going to see the Fantastic Four movie, and we'll bring you our thoughts on that. And that's it for movies besides Star Wars at the end of the year. All we have left. We saw Ant-Man.
And that was fantastic.
So
I loved it.
We have a lot of things coming
We
up.
do, and we're going to talk about our reaction to Ant-Man on the what you talking about Facebook portion a little bit later. But aside from all that and those announcements, let's get to the books because it's been a long time, and I know you guys are dying to hear what we thought of the stuff that was happening within our absence.
There's this little thing called Secret Wars. Have you heard about it?
Yes. So we're going to start this off with Secret Wars because Secret Wars is
the Marvel event of the century.
No disrespect to DC.
Oh, you can give DC.
But this is how you do an event.
Yeah.
Right here. I have been immensely enjoying the event. I have enjoyed most of the books that I have read. I actually enjoy those books a little bit more than the main book, actually. I hate to say it. Some of the books have been a little bit better than the main books. And this is only because, and I've spoken to, Frank, a listener, and I've spoken to Rich, of course. And I'm just really hopeful. I'm really hopeful that this does not just, the whole Secret Wars main book does not devolve into just a pissing contest between Reed and Doctor Doom. I understand they're like one of the oldest rivals in the Marvel universe. I get that, but it's really like ugh, I want to. I just have a fear that's where it's going, and if that happens, like I guess I'm fine with it. But I just really hope that it I really hope that it does it that it's been it gets the justice that it deserves.
Okay.
So that's the main thing, and that's one of my fears about it. But I do have faith in Hickman to write it fairly well.
I've been loving it. I think it's fun. I like how the stories are interconnected more than we thought it was going to be.
Oh my God, they are so much more interconnected than I thought it was. Like I totally was just like, oh, it's just another crossover event. They're gonna do these little snapshots of various, and then you start seeing the people from the Life Raft showing up in these other books, and then you realize one of the most perfect realizations was at Atlan Rising, where they go into the quiet room, and in the background you see Star-Lord, Peter Quill, singing, and you're like, okay.
Who is hiding? So he's using Steve Rogers' first name.
But that's the thing.
Yep.
Like in the first issue of that Battle World series, it's just like, oh, it's just a throwaway. That's kind of cool. And then you think, oh, that's just one of the other, one of the multiple multiple Star-Lords that are probably exist in this new reality that was created.
And then this week, you get Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde, and you learn that he's hiding out. It's the first time really we've seen one of the Life Raft people somewhere.
Exactly.
And he sees a Kitty Pryde and he's like, oh my God, could it be? I love her. And calls her by name, and hilarity ensues, and yeah. Oops, sorry.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing that I loved about it, is because now it gives those older issues, like it gives those other
those
issues,
really old issues from
it
last
gives
month.
those other issues much more
Yeah.
relevance to the whole story, and that's what I like. It's
Mhm.
it's like now you can look at it and you can say, like, I wonder where other people have shown up.
Have you read Old Man Logan yet?
Yes.
The newest issue.
Oh yeah.
So he's going realm to realm, or land to land.
You can say realm. I think realm is good.
And he's seeing something's wrong.
But it's always Wolverine. I'm tired of that.
I know, but still, it's still the perfect person because he basically knows everyone in the Marvel Universe.
But I did like what was brought in Captain Britain, and the Mighty Avengers. I did like how they did that, in which there are other people besides Wolvie who know that something is wrong. People know.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
They all realize what's going on, or there's something going on, and they're planning to go against God Doom. What are the books? I'm just totally blank. You know what's funny?
Future Imperfect sort of.
Future Imperfect.
But he doesn't know what's going on. He's just an opportunist.
Yeah,
the
maestro.
It's just an opportunist. So that's what he wants.
I still haven't read. I just found it for Infinity Gauntlet #2. I have to read it. You are really enjoying that book.
Which one?
Infinity Gauntlet?
Yes, I think it is a fantastic book. Yes, I'll agree with you. The first issue was all set up, and I agree that the first issue, just it was building up the family, and that was the thing that I was like, okay, I get it. You're laying down the foundation of what this series is going to be about. Another series that it's
heavily connected.
That's what I like about it. This is a heavily connected crossover. And I know in the past people have bitched about having to get all the books and blah 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 and this and that. And I understand that, but for some reason this just is so much more exciting than a lot of the old ones. And I'm really starting to feel like this 90s nostalgia a little bit.
Oh, totally.
And that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing at all. Another book that was great was Siege #1. What did you think about that one, Rich? I know you really, really enjoyed it. I know Frank really enjoyed it too.
Frank really enjoyed it. So it's funny, one of the first books to come out was the War Journal with Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. And A-Force was one of the first books to come out where Miss America Chavez, breaks the law. and they all get sent to the wall. Now we learn with Siege Out exactly what that is. And it has Abigail Brand, who we just found out is going to be in the new Captain Marvel series. Supposedly it's replacing Sword, but that's okay. So anyhow, Abigail Brand is in charge of all this, and we really see how all the other books tie into this and what this wall is for.
Well, yeah, it's like you see, like, that's another great form of storytelling, is they actually took the time to reference this in other books, built it up, and now we get to see it play out. We get to see America Chavez. What happened to her? Here she's in Siege #1 now. You know, what happened to so-and-so? They're here now. That's what I like.
Leonardo was in it, because if you read the old S.H.I.E.L.D. book that I think it was Hickman was writing, he was heavily in that as well, which that still hasn't finished yet after all these years. If I had one complaint, I wish it had a stronger artist to convey the story. That's just my little one thing, but the writing totally made up for it.
So Frank says in the comments that the wall is the thing.
Ooh.
I don't believe that, but whatever.
The wall is the thing.
Well, because he says Johnny Storm is the sun.
That's
so,
right.
You know.
That could be.
Who knows? He used then
Dude
it should be
hates him so
be
much.
orange or something. And there
Orange
was a
and
thing.
Rocky.
There's a thing that appeared in
But that wasn't the thing.
No, that was Colonel Ross,
That was
Thunderbolt Ross. You noticed though a lot of the women in here are really like strong and aggressive.
Yep.
Like the woman in what's her name? I'm blinking.
I'll tell
I'm
ya.
blinking.
What's she look like? Does she have boobs?
Marvel Zombies.
Marvel
sorry.
Zombies.
Yeah, the
Eliza
Bloodstone. Yeah, she's an ass kicker too. Although I really like her portrayal. Like I want more of her. I wish that she was a part of the new Howling Commandos, the Howling Monster Commandos, is that they're called.
Something like that.
I really want her to be a part of that.
I like that
Awesome.
book a lot. That was really good. That little twist at the end made it for me.
Other books that you should be checking out that are just as good in their story is, I would have to say, it was the Spider-Man.
Renew Your Vows.
Yeah, Renew Your Vows.
Really
has been
good.
really, really good. Another one of my favorite books is a Squadron Sinister.
Looking forward to that coming
This
back.
book is great.
Yep.
Like I really wish that these people would go on to do something for DC, because I enjoyed this villains. I'm really sad that they're not going to continue with them in the new 616
Or whatever number it's going to be.
whatever number it's going to be, 001. But Squadron Sinister is great. I love the backstabbing. I love the character development of these people.
Warrior Woman is so kick-ass. She's playing her hand too. She got too many, fingers in the cookie jar. She's really trying.
I just enjoy how Nighthawk is being portrayed. Just a fantastic series. Another one, Inhumans, is fantastic book.
Yep.
They are really solidifying the Inhumans as the new mutants. To say, people with powers. It's like they're really doing this justice. I feel sad for the X-Men, because it does seem that they're being dethroned a little bit, but this was a really good book.
I love it because for years we've had, Medusa and Black Bolt. And the last couple, they've not been together in the main Inhuman book. She's leading them. But in this, I love that they're on totally opposite sides. Like, there's no friendship here. It's she's hunting him. And I love his portrayal.
They're not yet.
Not yet.
And I think they finally worked a way around him not being able to speak, I guess. It's very... At first, I was kind of upset that he started talking, and I'm just like, no, he doesn't talk. That he was that silent figure, blah, blah, blah. And then they made him talk.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then they made him talk, and I was just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm okay with this. This is good. I'm going to be picking up the new Inhumans book when it comes out. The one with Steve McNiven. So
Uncanny.
Yeah, Uncanny Inhumans. I'll be picking it.
All new with Crystal. I like that.
See, I don't know what's going to happen with that one. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about that one. I don't know.
I just wonder where she's been.
Exactly.
What's she been doing through all
like,
this?
are they going to talk to? Are they going to talk about her and Quicksilver's relationship? Is Luna going to be on there? I would think. Who's writing that? Because if Peter David's not writing it, I'm a little sad for
I
that.
don't remember, to be
Because if
honest.
Peter David was writing a Crystal
I don't
series,
think it is.
that would be great. Like, I understand that he's all about Spider-Man 2099 and all that other stuff, but I think if he did a Crystal book and did that, I think that he would add a lot of continuity.
Well, what he did with Quicksilver and his whole redeeming, with what he did with the shards back in X Factor and all that, up until this last run too, where remember the government thing and he admitted that he did wrong and he tried to turn himself over. Oh yeah, Crystal was in that. I totally forgot.
And then I just love the smaller character moments in X Factor in which Crystal, sorry, not Crystal, Luna and him had this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, because she would never forgive him.
No. So
Yeah.
those are good books. And Inferno has been really, really good. E is for Extension. Like,
I love
there
that
really
book.
hasn't been a book that I really was like, eh. I mean, there's some books like what was the one? Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. For some reason, I couldn't get into it.
Ooh, I love that book.
I know, but you love it, which is so.
It's basically Morlocks reimagined in feudal Japan,
China.
or in China, and they're trying to. He's trying to become the leader. It's a fun. You should read the trade.
I probably will. Another book that's been really good is Thor's, and as well as
We get Thor's 2 this week.
as well as Weird World. I know you're hit or miss with Jason Aaron, but after reading his Thor, I went back and got a couple of the Thor trades that he did. Not bad. The
Mhm.
whole the God Bomb and the guy trying to kill all the gods. He has he has an understanding of that stuff that just really kind of shines through. I really have been enjoying his run on the Thor stuff,
Stuff.
so to speak. But all in all,
What do you think of A-Force?
I thought A Force is great. You know,
How is that going to exist? So I'm really curious as to when it comes back with the new number 1, how it's going to exist. Is it going to be other realm people? Like, very interested in that new number 1.
it's probably going to be. I imagine it's going to be something like a female-led Avengers team, sort of like how X
No,
Men
but
was.
is it going to be set in the new world?
No, yeah. I think it's going to be set. I think it's going to be.
How is that going to happen?
No. I think it's just going to be another side fraction of the Avengers called A Force, just like X Men, the female version.
No, I don't think you're understanding me. How are all those different versions that don't exist going to exist together in the new world?
No, I think it's going to be a bit different.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's going to be a bit different than who it is.
I'm really excited. So, in case you didn't know, in October is when Secret Wars ends and brand new number 1s are coming, and there's a very, very wide diverse. There's almost something, well, there pretty much is something for everyone. That's how many new titles they're putting out. And I'm really looking forward to these new number 1s.
So am I. And my question is, who is going to remember what happened? You know, because
It's
like
kinda
Old
like
Man
House of
Logan.
M.
Well, no, because Old Man Logan's going to be there.
Yep.
That's why I kind of wonder. It's like, who of these people are going to remember what happened to Doom? I know that Frank, you know, said that maybe they're all going to die. Maybe the
They're all going to die.
no, Doctor Doom and what's his name, Reed Richards are going to be dead after the whole thing.
Well, you do know it's an 8-month. So when we get all these new relaunches, it's already been 8 months in. That's how they're setting their timeline up.
So it's a year later?
Almost. They didn't want to say year later because we all know how that DC year later went over.
Yeah, that year later was
horrible.
That was pretty rough. That was pretty rough. But all in all, I've been liking what Marvel's been
putting out.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And I do have people that don't want to read any. They're like, no, I'm going to wait. And it's like, you kind of at least read the main. Like, they don't want to read any of it. They're like, I'm mad. And so they don't want to read anything. And it's like, oh my God, some of this has been, I don't know. We'll see, we'll see how the end comes out. Because if the end is this whole no more mutants kind of thing, where, everyone forgets everything and nothing has meaning, I'm kind of going to be kind of pissed. We're going to look back and be like, okay, that sucked. But right now, I'm enjoying the ride.
I'm still a little sad about. Sometimes I'm a little sad about the price point though on some of the books. Like Civil War was like 4.99,
For
and
the number one, with
yeah, and
more
I was just like,
pages.
ugh.
Yep.
It's like I know they're going to be 4.99, but then they're going to drop it down to 3.99 for
Yep.
the rest of the series. But I'm just like, ugh. So that personally I don't like. I think that's kind of a cash grab, and I'm like, it just seems unnecessary for their product. But I don't do the finances at Marvel, so
No,
that was just that's
they're
one of my one
justifying
nitpick.
it by hiring the talent they get. They got to pay these people. It's the same argument as everyone's having with the $15 an hour for people that work at McDonald's. It's like it's that kind of argument that Marvel's going to tell you is that to pay the artist and the writer and the colorist and the inker and the XYZ, it has to be this price.
You know what? I think that would be a fantastic episode for us to talk about during the round table is the price points of comics. Like what is when do you think, you
Because
know,
you know what it costs if you were to actually divide all the payments out that you have
oh
to make
no,
to
no,
make your
no.
comic.
Oh no, I know that. I just think it would be awesome to, but I do not also have the resources
That Marvel and
of
DC.
Marvel and
Yep.
resources. So it's like I think it would be a good conversation to have and to talk because that's one of the things that people haven't talked about in a while is the steady increase in prices
Mm.
because then how is DC able to have some books at $2.99? It's like what's going on with that? Is it page counts? Is it the type of artist or the type of who they're hiring? I
Because they
mean,
know half of them's going to be canceled anyhow.
but no,
That's so wrong.
I don't think it's wrong. Like I don't think it's wrong. I think sometimes these are probably things that they talk about. They're probably saying like out of the I mean think about it. Out of the let's say 20 books, the 20 books that they're going to produce, they have to believe or have some kind of idea of how many of these are gonna like
Last?
yeah, and they're gonna have to cut their teeth on a couple of them. I mean, think about it.
Well, if you noticed.
Like
So,
Clarion didn't have a chance in hell to
oh
last.
no.
You
No.
know,
But if you notice, all the books they know are going to sell, they went up a buck.
they did.
Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, Green Lantern.
But are those paying for the Green
That's
Lantern loss? Are
that's
they
what I'm
paying for the
thinking.
Earth Two
Yeah,
societies? I mean,
because you got to have your balance.
exactly. But again, I think this would be a fantastic conversation for a roundtable. So if you guys would like to be a part of that conversation, please mention something on the Facebook group, the Geek Chat,
So
and let
yes,
us know.
Frank.
Yes, Frank. Frank says, haven't they had higher page counts for the number ones?
Yes.
Yes, they have. Frank also said, he said something else too.
He did.
Frank said a lot of stuff.
He likes to speak.
Frank likes to. Thank you, Frank.
Yes.
Um,
So we want to be fair. We talk about Secret Wars and how much we love Marvel, and I do a fair share of. I don't want to say trashing because that would be negative, but I'm kind of sour on DC because I grew up loving DC's legacy, their characters. These were the heroes that got me interested in reading. Marvel did too, the X-Men did, but DC just had like the Teen Titans. So when I talk, I don't want to say bad, but when I talk bad, it's because I love them and I want them to be better.
I think it's more of just being much more critical about their output, like what they're putting out into the public.
But
You
but
want
I
it to be
see
the
it,
best quality
yeah,
possible
and I
for
see
these
it as a
characters.
retailer, and I see that the sales on everything keeps going down while other books, and it's not just people are dropping books, it's people are dropping DC for better books because the quality, isn't always there.
But and again, you have a very unique perspective being a longtime collector as well as
Yeah, I
as
see
well
both
as a retailer.
sides. And
You
that's what
know,
gets me so mad at DC, and that's why I just want to slap Dan Didio, even though you can't, because then I'd be in jail for whatever it's called. But you just want to hit him because why don't you want your company to be number one again? You're number 3 now. 3. If you really think about it, Image, even though when you look at the actual numbers, when it comes to quality, Image, Saga, there's Walking Dead. Walking Dead outsells a lot of different DC books. So it just gets me so mad that they're not. I just don't feel like they're trying to put the best out.
And that would be another fantastic conversation for a roundtable
Ugh.
is how to make DC much more user
Oh,
friendly
we
in
don't
this
need an
universe.
hour. You fire people that don't do their jobs. That's simple.
Well, but then you have these thoughts about like, is it the writers? Is it the artists? Is it the titles? Is it the
Oh no.
characters? Is it the
It's circles of
continuity?
continuity. What the
Yeah.
hell does that freaking mean, people? Circles of continuity. Okay, Marvel just showed you, DC, listen up. Marvel just showed you that an 8-issue miniseries has more connectivity and continuity in a made up land than you have in your 52 multiverse issues of titles. Like, they did.
No, they did. No, you're right.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. Okay, but that said about how we are down on DC,
There's
let's talk
still
about some DC that I do think in this muddied water, there's some good books.
yes,
What do
yes.
you? You're loving one book that I'm not
There are
reading.
some diamonds in the rough. One of the diamonds that I actually took a pass on, but then one of Rich's readers, one of Rich's customers came in and said it was really good, and then he turned me on to it was Prez.
Yeah, EB, if you're listening, you turned us onto this book, and
Yeah.
I feel bad for this book because it should not be a DC banner.
No, it should be. This should be a Vertigo title.
Yep.
Because just of what's happening, like this is completely left of center. It is. It is.
It's a political book.
Yeah, it's a political satire book, and it's hilarious. It is a snapshot of the future of politics in America.
Run by Fox News.
Yeah, run by Fox News. Yeah, no, you're right. And it's just a humorous take on the reality of politics right now and what we see with Twitter and how candidates are
Using
trying to
media.
appeal
Yep,
to the young voters who were tweeting and all this other stuff, and just how this underdog or corn dog can get the votes. It's just at first I was just like, what the hell am I reading? And then it's just steamrolling into something much more. Like I could actually see this as a movie. This is a really, and it's a smart book. It's an intelligent book. And I think that's one of the reasons why they might be scared of it. I'm surprised that this book is at DC. I think this book would have been better served at Image or another title that could actually have it be the 12 issues that it should be.
Oh yeah, so in case you didn't know, loyal listeners, the book was originally solicited as 12 issues, and then right after the number one issue came out, they said, oh, it's only going to be 6. So then DC did some
Sad.
backtracking and said, no,
Sad.
it's going to be 2 6-issue miniseries. We're taking a break in the middle. And I think that they got a lot of slack for it because they said, we're really going to commit to 12 issues unless it's a miniseries. That was their initial thing.
Yeah.
So all these new number ones and these are supposed to go to at least 12 issues. And after the sales in June, I don't see many of them lasting 12 issues.
Well, hey, I would be hard pressed for DC to go against their own, mandate. I mean, I would be really sad because some of these stories do need to find their audience too. Like again, it was through word of mouth that I got onto Prez, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So another book that I've really enjoyed is Green Lantern Lost Army. There you go. You want some diversity? There you go.
You've got
a whole bunch of different people. We got
Yeah.
blue people. We got green people. We got a black man in charge.
we got
It's
a
just
pink
we got a pink.
hippopotamus man.
Now you're just being silly.
What's
but-
it about?
Well, at the end of something happened. I don't know. I really don't even know how it came to be. All I know is the number one. John Stewart and a handful of Green Lanterns find themselves trapped in a new universe somewhere, and they have to find their way home. It's very much like Legion Lost, but
with Green Lanterns.
with Green Lanterns.
And then Guy shows up, and it totally goes against everything that happened in Guy's last issue.
Yeah, he has a red ring and a green ring, and they make jokes who look like a Christmas tree. It's hilarious. But it was a really good book. I've enjoyed the dynamics. I like them going back into the backstory of John Stewart. They're adding stuff to him. without
Adding
stripping
stuff to
anything
him.
away. Yeah,
Does he
they're
get an
adding.
extra arm?
No, well, he probably could. He has a Green Lantern ring, so. But no, they're just adding to his character by talking about his history when he was in the military. They're really fleshing him out.
Finally. Could
Yeah.
that be because of, maybe could it be a movie?
But the thing that I like about him, or the compare and contrast between how Reminder did the backstory for the Falcon is like the backstory for the Falcon is just, he had to fight adversity and had to, become a strong person, and take care of his family and this and that, and so he became this person, and it's just like it seemed, for lack of a better word, somewhat generic.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Jon Stewart, they're really talking about his military background and how he was born to be a leader. It wasn't childhood trauma, that did it. It was just the fact that, this is what he learned to do and who he is. I don't know. It just seemed a lot more. It seemed like to do this character a lot more justice than what happened in the Falcon. But the Green Lantern Army is a really good book. What was one of yours, Rich?
So I just want to talk about 3 Justice League books. We've got Justice League, got JLA, the Justice League of America, which is a self-contained story for Brian Hitch to do whatever the hell he wants, and the relaunched Justice League United.
So Justice League America is not in continuity?
No.
What?
No.
It's not in continuity? Well, not yet, anyway.
I enjoyed all 3 books. I think Justice League shows why it's the flagship and why Jeff Johns, it's its only book. It's been a great story so far. You're not enjoying it? Oh, I'm enjoying it.
Bat Mobius?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
Bat Mobius.
But come on, it's fun. He's gonna be. He's a new god now.
And then what's her name? What's her Glory? Is that her name?
Oh, that yeah.
And the whole that's the thing. It's like I get it. The Justice League has to have their asses handed to them. That way they can rally and whoop ass.
Yep.
Yeah. I get that. I get that story. I really get that. But I'm just like, stop it.
Oh, I love it. So the one
Mr.
thing
Miracle,
I love most about it,
Mr. Miracle.
Is cool.
That was my favorite part about it. Is Mr. Miracle.
Wonder Woman. It has 50 different costumes in every other book. No one can decide on what the hell she's going to look like from book to book. This is one of those circles of continuity. But here,
circles of costumes.
I really love the costume design. I love the way she's the leader right now. I love it. The book. I read this book if I want to read Wonder Woman. This has been
interesting because I actually liked Superman and Wonder Woman. I liked her as the nurturing this nurturing warrior woman. I like that aspect of her.
I do too. I just hate that costume.
Yeah, the costume is terrible.
Pick a costume, people. So did you read this yet?
Oh yeah.
So Justice League United was
really good. I love the way they're doing it.
It's Jeff Parker as the writer and Travel Foreman as the artist, with Jeremy Cox as the colorist. This book, and I love the Legion stuff, but it should not have been JLU 11. They should have made this brand new number 1. I
would agree.
Got new people on it. It is a $3.99 book. But a lot happens.
But that's funny. I was fine with it being $3.99 because I know
a lot of story.
A lot of stuff happens. Like they explained what the premise of the story is.
Yep.
They explained why they needed these specific people, and they went in and got into their adventure.
Yep.
It was really the flow of the book was really good. It was a 1, 2, 3. Here we're doing this, but so that the premise of the book is that in Justice League United, it is a revolving cast with only Animal Man, Stargirl,
and I forgot her name,
Equinox, and just Alana Strange. And they are recruiting heroes and villains in order to deal with the crises that affect our reality or our Earth or our universe or whatever. And I am interested with that concept of a core group.
Just great book.
It is. Well, that's the thing. It's like they recruit Swamp Thing as well as Poison Ivy and Etrigan, and I'm just like, what?
At first, you're like, why do you have 2 plant-based people?
Even they ask that. That's the thing.
She's like, why am I here?
Yeah, if you have
He's the avatar for the green. Why am I here?
Yeah, and I don't know. I want to see what's going on. You know how Justice League is like. I don't want to say so much by the numbers. JLU is not. Like I really like this is. I really hope that they start exploring sort of what Justice League Dark did. You know, I really hope that they're able to wrap some of the Justice League Dark stuff into JLU now. You
Remember
know
what book I was thinking about?
what?
Remember Demon Knights?
Oh yeah,
And now those awesome characters?
yeah.
I would love to see a couple of them show up here. The Horsewoman. That'd be awesome to see in here.
I would like JLU. I would like JLU to go to some of these other Earths, you know, and explore these, you know, circles of continuity a
That
little
would be
bit more.
some circles of continuity. So
And
it's
then
a
Justice
priority
League of America, with
that
being Brian Hitch's,
book.
you know, his own book, is gotten very religious. Terry on the boards was like, "Oh, it was such a slog to get through." It really is, you know, like a lot of stuff is going on in it, but I don't know. Just it seems a little bit. I don't know. The second issue just seemed a little bit heavy-handed. I don't know how I can explain it more than that. I mean, the Kryptonian god came to Earth, I guess, to search for Cal or something. I don't know, because he wanted to apologize to him for letting the Krypton sun explode, and so he wants to help Earth. But there's this other organization that I guess traverses the multiverse and is trying to stop something. It's very mysterious, but all these different dead Supermen from other different realities. I don't know. So this is a lot of shit going on in this book. This is a lot of shit going on, and the second issue did not really.
Help.
It didn't really solidify or clarify anything. So I was just like,
We'll see what 3 brings. See if it
I'm
helps.
like, okay, whatever.
So,
Some of the indies that we want to talk about, which you've been really really enjoying, is Airboy. So if you have not been reading James Robinson's Airboy, you really should read it. It is bizarre.
And I have a
Not
couple,
safe for work though.
No, I have a couple left at the store where if you buy the number 2, you'll get the number 1 free.
That is actually a really good deal, you guys.
Yes,
We've
only got a couple left.
It's a $2.99 book.
It is.
So, and it's just
Set in San Francisco.
yeah,
It's not PC.
It's not at all.
It's great. You get to see naked James Robinson and the artist running around the streets of San Francisco with their wangs out. It's
But there's a reason for it.
And
There's a reason for it.
sex, and it's fun. It's a really good read.
And you're thinking, where does Airboy fit in all this? You just have to read it and find out. He actually
Yep.
fits in very interestingly.
Yep.
So just find out about that. I think you guys will really enjoy it. And you know, you come to whatever, and you can get them. You know, buy one get one free. It's amazing.
While supplies last.
While supplies last. So another book came out that I thought was very interesting. Was Archie #1.
We're talking about Archie?
We are talking about Archie.
Wow.
Mark Waid and Fiona Staples relaunched Archie.
Fiona Staples is from Saga, in case people didn't know.
And Mark Waid has just
Mark Waid.
written a lot of crap. So it's a lot of crap. So just a lot of stuff. Not all the stuff is crap. It's just he wrote a lot of stuff. Sorry, I need to clarify
Not all
that.
of it was crap.
But yeah, it's Archie for a new age. He's still white, so there's that. You know,
Still
and it's
down on his
still
luck.
down on his luck. He's not as hipstery as I thought he'd be.
Thank God.
You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
I totally expected to be him to be a little bit more hipstery. I do like that it starts off with the breakup of him and Betty, and I'm actually kind of wondering what's going to happen because I don't know. I know nothing of Archie save. I mean, it's sort of like Dobie Gillis, and I kind of watched that when I was a kid. You know, I don't know. Seriously, like I look at it, I'm like, it's Dobie Gillis. I'm like, no, it's Archie, and I'm like, but aren't they the same person? It's like, no, just because they're white doesn't make them the same person.
No. I
But
was going to say something, but I'm not going to.
say it.
No.
Ah,
What, do we all look alike?
huh? You're being mean to me now. But anyway, Fiona Staples did a fantastic job on the art. The story is very solid. It really introduces Archie and his cast of characters. They're
Kevin Keller was so unrecognizable. He just looked like some gay white dude with blonde hair.
that's the thing that I didn't like about that too.
At least when Dan Parent was drawing Archie, everyone looked a little different, even though it was a highly cartoon book.
Well, this is not. I mean, this is
No,
not a cartoon book.
at
I mean,
all.
this is much more.
Adult.
Well, I would say adult. I say the art style is much more contemporary.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely not. Well, that's Fiona Staples' style. I mean, you hire Fiona Staples, who's hot artist right now. You hire Mark Wade because he can, he can turn out a really good story. So, and this is what you got. If this is a quality piece it's a quality issue.
Yep. So, in case you're looking for it, the number 1 has sold out, and we're waiting for a second printing.
It was really worth the read. I had no idea going into it, and it's been really good. So I know that you have one that you want to talk about, Rich.
Well, I didn't even know this book. I mean, I knew the book. I've been waiting for it to come in. It's an artist that I really like.
A writer that we really like too.
Yeah. So Jamal Igle, I've been a fan of his art for years now. I think Supergirl was the first place I actually saw his art. I think you introduced me to that artist.
Yeah.
And then he did Molly Danger, which is a great book for all ages, especially kids. It's about a strong young girl. So then he put Venture out, and it's through Action Lab, where he is the vice president of marketing. So it's written by Jay Faerber, who also writes Secret Identities that we like, and he writes
Dynamo 5.
Dynamo 5, which was
and he
amazing.
wrote Noble Causes.
Yes.
And so I've liked his career. I've liked his stuff for a long time. So
we got a writer we love and an artist we love. Well, I never got around to reading it. It got, by the wayside, forgotten about. And then for last week, Des brought it, and he's like, "Oh, you haven't read it? You should read it." So I sat. It was really good. And this art, I don't know if he's trying a new style, but the art is just fantastic. The story revolves around a reporter who is given a freelance assignment that he really doesn't want. It's a human interest story. He just does not want this. And along the way, he witnesses a hero saving really isn't the word.
Well, he's dealing with. This is the thing. Like the hero doesn't want any of the notoriety. That's what I think was interesting.
He's a hero who he goes in, does the job, and leaves before anyone gets there. No one knows what he really looks like. They just know his power signature. And the main guy, he sees all.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking, it's like, so here you have the hero that doesn't want the notoriety, and here you have a writer, a journalist, who wants the dirt. He wants it. He's hungry for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to this next issue to see exactly how this all
he gets the journalist gets some really good dirt on the superhero, and I'm really wondering to see what is going to happen.
Just this art, the facial, like the last person that drew big eyes was George Perez and Phil Jimenez. Like eyes are like a lost thing now, and I just feel like we really got.
And facial expressions. I mean, this is like Kevin Maguire, like quality type of.
It's almost
art.
like Barry Kitson meets Maguire, but it's still Jamal Igle.
Yeah, and
totally.
And the story, it is a solid story with a new, like, I like this because it's a new dynamic for the superhero story. When people have said, oh, DC, don't do superheroes because DC and Marvel those are the ones that do that. And I'm just like, no, there are other people who are outside of DC and Marvel that can tell just as good, if not better. Yep.
Secret Identities is another one we really love. That's a superhero book.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Jay Farber is one of the most, he's just a brilliant writer and deals with superheroes, and he is not working for Marvel or DC.
Nope, but telling really well told stories.
Could you imagine what he would do with one of those properties?
I don't know if he'd want to. We should try to ask him. We should try to do us an interview. I think he likes the freedom to do what he wants with his people. Remember, working for Marvel or DC, you can write your story to a limit, and you really can't do anything with the characters.
Yeah, because you live and die by your editors.
Yep.
It's really sad.
Speaking of superhero books, another one, The Mantle, which is not like a superhero, like a DC or a Marvel book at all. Here, the main character, and it's a spoiler, but has died and died and died again, and everyone that gets the mantle of this hero dies. You couldn't do that.
I know that is such an interesting concept. I mean, imagine, it would be like the Spider Verse taking place on Marvel, and then having Norman Osborn kill every Spider Man that happened, just keep killing them over and over and over and over and over again. That would be bananas.
Mhm.
But that is what this book is about.
Hey,
This
did we tell the name of that book?
it was called Venture. You said when Venture came
Okay,
out.
Venture.
Yeah, it's from by Action Lab Comics. You should really pick it up. But about the mantle, it's
From
just
Image Comics.
by Image Comics, and it's like this girl who's thrusted into this, given this power, and there's this guy named the Plague that wants to kill her, who wants to kill everyone who has the power
mantle.
of the mantle, and it's about her, accepting that power and then having to work with these three people that are going to
Help her.
try to help
We don't
her,
wanna
but
say
they're all
anything
kind of
else.
bitchy. Like everyone, that's what I love about this book is like everyone is really bitchy. Like you never see the superheroes on the ropes like this. It's like
Mm-mm. So the nice thing about this, we're up to issue 3, and this book has 2 different art styles because we actually learn what happened in 1950 to the first hero, the Mantle, and what he did with the power to make the Plague so mad.
yeah, no, he beat him,
Yeah,
and then the saddest thing is like he doesn't remember how
because he
did
was
it
drunk.
because he was drunk. He is a drunken superhero. He
Yep.
doesn't know how to do it. And so
Yep.
she's just like I like it because she's just kind of like. I mean, the heroine is kind of whiny, but she's kind of bitchy at the same time. But I guess I would be really kind of bitchy too.
You knew you were gonna die.
If I knew I was gonna get beaten to a pulp and killed,
Uh-huh.
I'd be really pissed about that too.
I'm just interested because this is number 3, and how it ended. Where do we go from here? It's like, is this going to be an ongoing? Is it a mini? Another really good book from Image about superheroes.
About superheroes, people. Come on.
And we got one more superhero book
So
that he loves.
the last book that I honestly love and have loved from the day one is Invincible. This is a fantastic book. You should really pick it up. It's only $2.99. Robert Kirkman. I mean, if you want something different, that is not Walking Dead, and it's a superhero. It's bloody at sometimes. It's just a really good book. And then he's doing Topsy Turvy with it. I don't know what's gonna happen because he's getting ready to do a reboot. It's like Mark, the main character, is going to wake up and he's gonna be back in the first issue, but he's aware of everything that has happened.
That's crazy.
Right? I have no idea what's gonna happen. I have no idea. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know. Because usually when they do a reboot, it's like no one remembers what's going on. But I'm like, he will.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, what is this? Like,
So are we getting a new number 1?
no.
So people will just be able to pick up 122 and it's going to be all new?
Yep.
Wow.
Not 122. It's I think it's 123.
Okay.
Or 124 is one of the, because they're going to wrap a little bit of this up, what's going on with him and the baby, and then he just literally like wakes up one day. At least that's how it's been solicited. It's just like he wakes up and
Well,
it's
we'll
like
definitely let you know how that new number 1 or 123, 4.
I think it's 123
turns
or
out.
24, but it's just bizarre because like so much has happened in the first. I think it's 125 actually because it's going to be on one of those even round number.
Oh, for the trade.
Yeah, and then it's gonna start this new one because Eric Larson did the same thing almost with Savage Dragon, but he rolled it over into his child, from an alternate dimension. That's a really good book too,
So Frank brought up about the Mantle. Can't read it.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Frank said, "Remember that her boyfriend was slaughtered in front of her first." Yes, so she was not the first Mantle. Her boyfriend was, and he was kind of a drug addict, weird person, and
That was a good first issue.
Yeah, and then he got killed, and so I was just like, what? And then she got it, which is bizarre. Like, why did she get it? I don't know.
Maybe she was closest.
She probably. Well, I don't think it's by being how close you are, so much as it's just.
Maybe she has the strength within.
She's got the touch. She's got the power.
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful, you can only use certain words. We'll get banned.
Oh yeah, then we'll get banned.
We'll
Yes,
get banned.
I can only use a certain amount. or we'll get banned.
Yep.
So,
That is why Terry gave us these great new intros and outros so that we have original music for our little show.
So we're reaching the end. We're starting to reach the end of our first broadcast of the third season. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part with us. Remember that we're also going to have Geek Chat Point 5, and that will be loaded tomorrow after this one. So
we're going to talk about those hip hop covers.
Yes, we're going to talk about the hip hop covers. We're going to talk about
Marvel and that universe they're building, and Ant-Man, how that fits in.
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. And just tune in because we're going to have a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about in future episodes. I know we didn't get to Facebook right now for this one, but that was only just because we couldn't. We wanted to talk about comic books.
Yeah, we really
wanted to come back and talk about comic books. So again, make sure that you go to the Geek Chat Facebook group and be a part of the conversation, because you're one of the things that helps us keep this going. Is we know that there is people that want to hear this. They want to listen to what we have to say, and we want to build this community. So for all you people that are supporting us, and all the people that are posting and keeping the conversation going, thank you. Because again, it is a fantastic time to be a geek.
Oh yeah.
You know. So want to say thank you again to Terry for the new outro and the new intro, and then want to say thank you again to Gene. Thank you again to Club Card. Want to thank you again to whatever. Located at
548 Castro Street, located between 18th and 19th in sunny and windy San Francisco.
And you can check them out online at whateverstoreonline.com. Another thing I wanted to add is again do a plug for the third Wednesday show. We'll most likely be taping it on the Monday before, though we can edit it all together and get it taped and edited and put online. So if you want to be a part of that, please mention something in the Facebook group. All right. And with that, I will say goodbye. Say goodbye, Rich.
Say goodbye, Rich.
And we'll see you later. Thank you so much, you guys. Geek Chat. Geek Chat. Geek Chat. Geek Chat. Geek Chat.